New York City Mayor Eric Adams recently made headlines when he suggested that the U.S. Supreme Court made a mistake by banning school-sponsored prayer in public schools. Speaking at his annual interfaith breakfast at the New York Public Library's reception hall, Adams encouraged faith leaders to boldly exercise their faith in the public square and argued that by confining the exercise of faith to houses of worship, society is being denied its power as a force for good. Adams believes that many of the social ills challenging communities today could be alleviated by people leading a more faith-filled life. He claimed that the removal of prayer from schools has contributed to the rise in violence and despair that people increasingly struggle with every day. Adams cited his personal experience growing up in South Jamaica, Queens, and how his boxing trainer would urge him to take his best fight into the ring with him. Adams argued that the synagogue, church, Sikh temple, and mosque are all like gyms, places where people go to train their faith, but then leave their best worship there instead of taking it into the real fight, or the public square. The mayor believes that faith and belief are essential in building better children and a better world. Adams said, "Don't tell me about no separation of church and state. State is the body. Church is the heart. You take the heart out of the body dies. I can't separate my belief because I'm an elected official. When I walk with God. When I talk with God. When I put policies in place, I put them in with a God-like approach to them. That's who I am." Adams' remarks have sparked controversy, with some people praising him for his courage in speaking out about his faith in the public square, while others have criticized him for violating the principle of the separation of church and state. However, Adams is not the first public figure to make such a statement. Throughout American history, many prominent figures have argued that faith and morality are essential components of public life. For example, in his farewell address, George Washington spoke of the indispensable supports of political prosperity as religion and morality. Likewise, Abraham Lincoln, in his second inaugural address, spoke of the importance of malice toward none and charity for all, both of which are rooted in religious and moral teachings. Critics of Adams' statement argue that the separation of church and state is a fundamental principle of American democracy. They contend that the government should remain neutral on matters of religion and not promote any particular faith or belief system. The Supreme Court's ruling in Engel v. Vitale in 1962 was based on this principle. In Engel v. Vitale, the Supreme Court ruled that school-sponsored prayer in public schools violated the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. The case was triggered by a dispute over a 22-word non-denominational prayer recommended to school districts by the New York Board of Regents that said, "Almighty God, we acknowledge our dependence upon Thee, and we beg Thy blessings upon us, our parents, our teachers, and our country." While the practice of the prayer was voluntary, and students could be excused from the prayer with a written request from their parents, when the Union Free School District in New Hyde Park, NY, adopted the recommendation, some parents, including Stephen Engel, argued that it was a violation of the First Amendment. The Supreme Court agreed with Engel, ruling that the prayer was a violation of the Establishment Clause, which prohibits the government from establishing a religion or promoting one religion over another. The court's decision has been controversial and has been criticized by many religious leaders and conservative politicians. Adams argued that the removal of faith from the education system has contributed to the increasing despair that people experience on a daily basis. He suggested that the focus on modernity, social media, and technology has caused us to forget our humanity and has led to a decline in moral values. Adams believes that we must prioritize the education of our children and instill in them a level of faith and belief in order to build a better world. Adams believes that parents have abandoned their role in shaping the future generation, and that it is crucial to raise children who are better prepared to face the challenges of the world. He emphasized the importance of faith and belief in this process. According to Adams, faith is the heart of the body, and without it, the body will die. He rejected the notion of separating church and state, stating that his beliefs and faith guide his actions as an elected official. He proudly proclaimed himself to be a child of God and credited his rise to the mayorship of New York City to the faith community. While Adams' message resonates with many people, some activists and organizations have expressed concern about the mayor's statements. The New York Civil Liberties Union, NYCLU, has warned against favoring any particular belief over another or non-belief, and has reminded the mayor of his oath to uphold the Constitution. They argue that separation of church and state is a fundamental principle of the First Amendment and must be respected by government officials. Others, however, have praised Adams for his commitment to the faith community and for highlighting its importance in the life of the city. Levy, who speaks for Adams, said in a statement to The Times that, as the mayor previously stated to a diverse interfaith gathering with hundreds of religious representatives, it is impossible to separate the heart from the body. Therefore, the policies implemented by our administration are based on the mayor's belief in the Creator. After the speech, Guilford Monrose, the executive director of the New York City Office of Faith-Based and Community Partnerships and lead pastor of Mount Zion Church of God Seventh-day, praised the mayor for emphasizing the significance of the faith community in the city's life. Monrose expressed gratitude towards Mayor Adams for his dedication to the faith community and stressed that the city must not become soulless. He added that the city's importance lies not only in its physical infrastructure but also in its people. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.